The Three Bears. So listen to how I do character sounds and I don't read like a robot. Once upon a time, there were three bears who lived together in a house of their own in the woods. Okay? So I may not know all the words on this page, but I know it's the beginning of the book. Okay? And maybe I can remember that it starts with once upon a time, just like a fairy tale story. And here's some bears in the woods in their house. And guess what the words say? Three bears who lived together in a house in the woods. One of them was a little bear, one was a middle-sized bear, and the other was a giant big bear. They each had a bowl for their porridge. The little wee bear had a little wee bowl. The middle-sized bear had a middle-sized bowl. And the great big bear had a great big bowl. They each had a chair to sit in. The little wee bear had a little wee chair. The middle-sized bear had a middle-sized chair, and the giant big bear had a great big chair. So boys and girls, stop for a minute and think. When Miss LaHood talks about the wee bear, she makes her voice so little. And I know that this is the little wee bear because he's the smallest bear. He's little. And I know this is the middle bear because I know my sizes. And I know that this middle bear, she's in the middle of the size of the small and the great big bear. And then I know this is the great big bear because, well, he's the biggest. So when I see words like great big bear, I know it's this guy, okay? And I change my voice to match which bear I'm talking about. And they each had a bed to sleep in. The little wee bear had a little wee bed, and the middle-sized bear had a middle-sized bed, and the great big bear had a great big bed. So on every page, there's a picture to match, and every picture talks about a little wee picture, a middle-sized picture, and a great big picture. One morning, the three bears made porridge for breakfast and poured it into their bowls, but it was too hot to eat, so they decided to go for a walk in the woods until it cooled. While the three bears were walking, a little girl named Goldilocks came to their house. First, she looked in the window, and then she peeked through the keyhole. Of course, there was nobody inside. Goldilocks turned the handle of the door. The door was not locked because the three bears were trusting bears. They did no one any harm and never thought anyone would harm them. So Goldilocks opened the door and went right in. There was the porridge on the table, and it smelled very, very good. Goldilocks didn't stop to think whose porridge it was. She went straight to it. First, she tasted the porridge of the great big bear. Ooh, but it was too hot. Then she tasted the porridge of the middle-sized bear, but it was too cold. Then she tasted the porridge of the wee little bear. It was neither too hot nor too cold, but just right. Goldilocks liked it so much, she ate it all up. There were three chairs. First, she sat down in the chair of the great big bear, but it was too hard. Then she sat down in the chair of the middle-sized bear, but it was too soft. Then she sat down in the little wee bear chair, but it was neither too hard nor too soft, but just right. Goldilocks liked it so much that she rocked and rocked. The bottom of the chair fell out, and down she went plump onto the floor. Goldilocks went on to the bedroom. First she lay down upon the bed of the great big bear, but it was too high for her. Then she lay down upon the bed of the middle-sized bear, but it was too high at the foot for her. Then she lay down upon the wee bed of the little wee bear. It was neither too high at the head nor too high at the foot, but just right. Goldilocks liked it so much she fell fast asleep. By this time, the three bears thought their porridge would be cool enough, so they came home for breakfast. Goldilocks had left the spoon of the great big bear in the porridge bowl. Listen to my voice change. "Somebody has been tasting my porridge," said the great big bear in his great big voice. "Somebody has been tasting my porridge," said the middle-sized bear in her middle-sized voice. "Somebody has been tasting my porridge and it's all gone," said the little wee bear in her little wee voice. Goldilocks had left the cushion crooked in the chair. "Somebody has been sitting in my chair," said the great big bear. "Somebody has been sitting in my chair," said the middle-sized bear in her middle-sized voice. "Somebody has been sitting in my chair," said the wee bear in his wee little voice. Goldilocks pulled the pillow of the great big bear out of place. "Somebody has been laying in my bed." "Somebody has been laying in my bed," said the middle-sized bear in her middle-sized voice. "Somebody has been lying in my bed, and here she is." Goldilocks was so frightened that she tumbled out of bed, screamed, "Eek!" and out the window she jumped. And she ran away as fast as she could and never looked behind her. After that, Goldilocks never returned to the house again.